The date is 13th of May, 7:52 p.m. I received this email 10 hours ago from RHB. It says here, "Hi Frankie, please see below for the launch event." That sounds like something that really excites me, and I think I'm going to attend this event to check it out. So I'm going to bring you guys to check out the event tomorrow. So see you at RHB Center. Hey, so right now we are here at RHB Center. As you can see, they are preparing for the Small Cap Top 20 Jewel 2024 edition launch pretty soon. But from what I know is that they will not tell us what are the stocks until 9:20 a.m. That's a lot of suspense, right? But what we can see right here is that there are a lot of analysts who cover all the top 20 stocks. They are here to witness the launch today. This is also a hybrid event. That's why you can see a camera set up here. If you are a client of RHB Investment Bank, they will actually send you a link for you to watch the live launch. And also there will be breakout sessions where 5 of the 20 companies will do presentations to talk about what are the outlooks of their businesses, why RHB chose them to be the top 20 jewels and stuff like that. So if you are interested to become one of RHB clients to get all these perks, sign up in the link in the comment box. But right now, I'm just gonna go and join them. Come on, let's go. This event is full house. There are only a couple of seats in front, but I don't think I should go and sit in front, right? So probably just gonna stand here and witness the launch.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you all for joining us today.
Today we cherish the launch of the RHB 20 Jewels 2024 edition. Over the past 2 decades, this compendium has stood as a beacon of small cap investment excellence, guiding investors through market fluctuations and uncovering hidden opportunities. The number of man hours put into this compendium have been immeasurable. Thank you very much, and I wish you a fruitful day ahead.
Okay guys, let me show you the most interesting thing about this building, which is the trading hall at RHB Bank. This is the only trading hall in Malaysia that makes you feel like you are in Wall Street like that. So from what I know, right, you see all these LED screens. Apparently it's more expensive to shut it down than leave it on. So they decided to just continue to showcase this like a tourist attraction like that lah. So traders or investors, sometimes they'll come here, sit down and look at the screen and find inspiration for what stocks to buy. So for some of you who follow FAQ show long enough, you know that I'm also from RHB, so it feels like home to me. So let me show you where's my office in the past. But definitely not here because all these are for the retail remisiers. So I'm not a remisier, I'm a company institutional sales. So my office is actually the last window that you can see on the top. That whole floor belongs to the institutional office. So it houses the research team, the institutional team, and also futures trading team as well on that floor. I'm not sure whether we are able to show you some of the equipments and the offices inside, but let's see whether I can get the chance or not later. Okay, so I have with me Head of Regional Research, Mr. Alex Chia, and the Head of Small Cap Research, Lee Meng Hong. Right, so welcome and thank you for staying and answer some of my questions, right? The first question is for Alex. Small cap jewel sounds very exciting, sounds like undiscovered gems that can really give investors that kind of boost in their earnings, right? But how do you define small cap to begin with?
Small caps are typically defined as companies with a market capitalization of less than 500 million US dollars. So that translates roughly to about 2 billion ringgit.
Oh, so actually small cap is not so small.
There's obviously a balance between needing to have some reasonable amount of liquidity. So if you go too small, then there's obviously, how much shares are available, how much liquidity is there. There's no globally defined benchmark of what is defined as small cap. So we decided that, in the Asian context, 500 million US or roughly around 2 billion ringgit is roughly where you want to cap it on the top end. Obviously, we go down to maybe, as low 100 million market cap. We try not to go below 100 thereabouts because of liquidity issues that I mentioned earlier.
Those are micro caps.
Yeah, it then becomes, too small, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So RHB has been doing this for the past 20 years and it has become the flagship product of RHB Investment Bank. It must be reason why this product can last for 20 years, right? So what is the reason or what is the secret sauce that keep this running?
Okay, we are the flag bearer of this small cap product, which was originated from back in the OSK days, prior to the merger between RHB and OSK back in 2012, 2013. So I think back then, the focus was very much on the big caps. The market was dominated by the bulge bracket brokers. OSK back then saw it as an opportunity to find a niche for themselves, looking into under-researched companies that has the potential to be bigger and better in the periods ahead. So that's where they started back then 20 years ago. And we have tried to continue the mantle. I think in the old days, the book back then was as large as 100 names.
Wow.
Yep. But obviously in this day and age, with the greater need for accountability to ensure that, we do our proper, governance screening, etc. I mean, we just can't do that kind of number.
That's true. When you have 100 names, for sure you're going to hit some of them, right?
Then, we won't be doing anything else in the whole year except doing this book, right?
Correct.
If we do 100 names,
Yes.
And I think, over the years, we have seen some notable wins. One of the stocks that we used to promote when it was sub 1 billion is now a FBM KLCI big cap or mega cap.
Let me guess, it's press metal.
That's my thought. Right?
When was this?
10 years ago.
10 years ago, right?
10, 12 years ago,
Yeah, I remember those days. I was there.
Yep.
So this small cap book has been there for 20 years. You definitely don't look like somebody who has worked here for 20 years, right? And you are the project manager per se of this small cap book launch. How do you uphold the quality of the legacy?
Well, I've been in charge for the past 6 installments. Over the years, of course, we have a strong support from our team. I think the wealth of experience of our team, I think if you add up together, I think it's over 100 years. That speaks volumes. So, in terms of the wealth and experience and how the team has helped to screen as well as to pick the best, out of 1,000 stocks in Bursa Malaysia. If you minus off, our coverage of 170 to 180, then we still, left about, 800 plus stocks. So out of that, our team will have to, go through a lot of screenings, and we have to speak to the management, and as well as run through all the financial modeling. So all these contributes, to the quality of the selections that we have.
I noticed that some of the stocks in the ebook has got no target price, has no fair price. And as retail investors, very often that is the first thing that people want to look out for, right? So as a retail investors, how can we use this book to our advantage?
Well, we do come up with a fair value, right? We have a range of fair value for some of the stocks.
Okay.
Due to compliance reasons, for various countries, we couldn't, include it as a target price. But, we do have a rough valuations angle and the range for investors to navigate. Right. So that would be something investors could look into it and try to find whatever names that's going to suitable to their portfolio and risk appetite. Then they can of course go to the market and make some money.
What it takes for you to put a fair price there so that investors can look for it easier?
Well, we do have a fair value,
Okay.
on the book itself, on the names itself. But sometimes it's a range. But if it's like a country like Singapore, then it's a different story where the compliance doesn't allow them to put certain fair value.
It must be countless nights for you to put all the stocks together, not just in Malaysia but also in different countries. I have one very impromptu request. Not sure whether it's okay, but can we have a look at office and see how you guys come up with stock ideas and where the action is?
I think we can take you to the meeting room.
Okay.
But for compliance reasons,
Okay.
the research office per se is a regulated area. But we can take you through to the meeting room and you can see how we operate from the window.
Okay, I can see from the window. I think that's good enough, man. All right, cool. Let's go. Yes. So, guys, this is my old office. Because we're dealing with securities, a lot of sensitive information, so no visitors beyond this point unless you are a licensed dealer, only you can enter. So unfortunately, from the day I left, I cannot enter this door anymore. So remember just now we were downstairs, right? And then I said that my office is on the 4th floor. So we are now on the top floor. Over there is the research team. So that's where all the action happens. But remember Alex said just now that we are not supposed to enter because of compliance issue. So I think this is the furthest that we can go, right? Oh, okay. Never mind. Alex is going to bring us in. Okay, thank you, Alex.
Welcome to our meeting room. This is where we used to have our physical morning meetings between research and institutional sales, 7:30 every morning. So on the wall, you can see covers of some of the thematic reports that we've done over the years.
What's a thematic
Report, it tends to be on something topical that people don't normally write about, something current. Something long-term trends, for example.
Right. So, like for example, now everyone is into AI. So you will come up with an AI team report.
Maybe.
And then you put 10 stocks
So
inside.
yeah, maybe digital banking, the financial technology. We did one on data centers. We did some on the COVID-19 pandemic, what people had to do. We did something on the Belt and Road theme back in when it was hot, years ago. So this is just a sum. We do about maybe 15 thematic reports a year.
A year. Wow.
Right, and I think in terms of as the broker, okay, I didn't go out and count, but I think we're probably the broker that has done the most number of thematic reports over the years.
Okay.
And we have a bespoke art cover for each one of the thematic reports that we do.
Okay. As an investor, how do I get all these thematic reports?
Speak to your friendly salesperson. It's in RHB TradeSmart.
Okay.
It's on the portal. So this is the economics. My economics colleagues sit here, and then beyond the glass wall is the restricted access area, which is where the research office is.
Okay. What's the difference between economics desk and
economics team looks at the macro issues,
so like bank
consumer spending,
OPR rate,
that kind of thing.
Okay.
Whereas the equity research, we look at more on sectors and stocks.
Okay. And how many people is on the econs team, and how many people are
easily 6-7 of them. This includes some of the fixed income guys.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what about inside there?
Easily we've got maybe 35, 36 people.
Okay.
But we service the region.
Oh.
Yeah.
So
the editorial team, for example,
Okay.
Also edits regional reports.
Okay, but respective office will have their own analysts.
Yeah.
And then they write the reports and then they send it
so
over to KL.
some things are centralized.
Okay.
In KL. So we have the editorial team, which sit in KL, that looks at all the research output. We also have regional analysts who have oversight over their respective sectors. So, for example, David, who's the regional head of banking, has oversight over the entire banking industry across the region, right?
Okay.
And so on and so forth for the other sectors.
Thank you so much for your time. Sure, it's going to be eye-opening for a lot of audience who never see a research team before and how they work.
Yeah, I mean, it's just another office, but it's just the stuff that we look at.
Yeah, people would imagine you have like 10 screens in front of you and stuff, right?
That will be the traders.
That will be the traders. Okay. That's my old office. Okay, thank you so much, Alex. Yeah, thanks for your time. Okay, so the RHB Small-Cap Jewel 2024 edition has ended. The 20 names has finally revealed, so let's go through what are the 20 stocks that are included. I'm just going to go through the Malaysian edition because they also have the Singapore book, the Thailand book, the Indonesia book, which is not so relevant for today's video. Let's go through the Malaysian stocks. They have Able Global, Everland, AWC, CloudPoint Technology, Delium, Intex Group, Intabina Group, Carex, Kim Loon, MCE Holdings, Muhiba Engineering, New Hong Fat Holdings, Opstar, PA Resources, QES Group, Shangri-La Hotel, Supercommet Technologies, TT Vision Holdings, U-Medic, and last but not least, YBS International. Very messy, right? Okay, let me do it one more time, but this time round, we are going to segregate it into different industries. So help you to make more sense about what stocks RHB thinks that it's gonna have a bull run this year, right? So they have one stock in auto and auto parts industry called New Hong Fat Holdings, one company in the basic material, or sometimes we call them the commodity stocks, right? PA Resources. In fact, they just announced their quarterly result, which is fantastic, right? Go and check it out. Construction companies, there are three there: Intabina, Kim Loon, and Muhiba Engineering. Why? I'm not too sure, but what I plan to do is to reach out to all these companies, invite them on the show, and ask them for myself what is so interesting about their industry and why did RHB decided to put them into the small cap book. Apart from that, consumer products, Able Global, Carex, Shangri-La Hotel, all these names, I guess you all are quite familiar with it. Healthcare, U-Medic, Industrial Products, AWC, Ingtex, MCE Holdings, Supercomet, YBS International. They also have oil and gas companies representative here. Delium has once been the darling in the oil and gas industries, but because of the pandemic, it didn't do very well. But I suppose now it's a turnaround story. Real estate, property company Everland. And last but not least, they have 4 companies on the tech industry. CloudPoint, Opstar, QS, TT Vision. If you want to know more about the details about all these companies, what are the fair price, why RHB chose to include them into the 2024 edition, there are 2 ways for you to get hold of this small cap jewel book. One, obviously, if you're an RHB client, they will send it to you, right? That's quite obvious. But number 2, we managed to strike a deal with RHB whereby you can download the book when you click on the description below, fill up the form, and we will send you the link. Once you get hold of the book, you'll notice that some of the stocks, right, it doesn't come with a target price or a fair value for the stock. Just now, Meng Hong has shared to us that different jurisdictions will have different rulings when it comes to how to do that kind of target price reporting. But based on my understanding, in order for a research house to include the fair value permanently in the report, right, it has to be a permanent coverage by the organization. So probably some of these stocks are not being covered regularly by RHB Research at this point, but since they've identified them as undiscovered gem, perhaps going forward they may consider a more consistent kind of coverage for this kind of company, and therefore we look forward to see they assign a specific target price for all these companies. That will be even more exciting. Nonetheless, stay tuned on YouTube and also Spotify on the FAQ show, where I continue to bring you all these exciting stories in the next couple of weeks. So don't miss those episodes. And don't forget to click in the link in the description to download a copy of the Small Cap Jewel 2024 edition. Alright, see you guys in the next video.